Hello, is this?
Hi, this is. I purchased a company named a few months ago, and at that time, I wasn't aware that there was a company in the area prior. The license expired in 2015, but that was named. There's a lot of similarities. I guess the person who set up the company that I purchased seems like he was, I guess you could say, inspired by. So that was brought to my attention Saturday night when I guess the registered agent kind of confronted me about it at a gas station. So the thing is, was a DBA. That was just the registered agent of that DBA. That's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. And
Okay.
but it,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me ask you a couple of things. So, do you know who was in existence first, your company or their company? What's that
Their
name?
company. Their company. My company's new.
It is new. When did you start yours?
Past year.
And when did they start theirs?
Years ago. I'm not sure when it starts. I just know when it expired, which is in 2015.
Okay, because you said that you actually were a DBA of this business
No.
a while back.
The was a DBA. So they were the DBA of a different company, and the guy who spoke to me was the registered agent for that DBA.
When you were a registered agent for that DBA,
I wasn't the registered.
Someone else was.
My current company is an LLC. The company was a DBA, and they had the registered agent.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. It's all going to fall back on who was using the name first anyway. So if you're certain that they were using the name as far back as you can remember, then they're going to have priority to use the name. So could they send you a cease and desist letter? Yes, if they're that upset. I'm not sure why they haven't already. If they said they're going to have their attorney work on it, then it's a possibility that they may or may not contact you. But either way, I mean, it sounds, based on what you're telling me, that they do have priority to the name, meaning that they could try and stop you from using the name. So in this situation, I mean, you can either wait until they send you something, at which point you may have to hire a lawyer to respond to the cease and desist, or you can just take action based on what they want you to do in the cease and desist, or you can just change the name now to avoid any issues.
Well, I mean, if they're not in business anymore, like I said, they went out of business in 2015, and I thought being a DBA, and if they didn't trademark it federally, that they wouldn't have grounds to the name.
No, even if someone doesn't register a name, even if they never ever register a name, but they're still operating under that name and they're using that name to sell either goods or services, then they will have some type of rights. They just don't have federal rights. They have common law trademark rights.
Okay. They don't have like as many rights as like an LLC or an incorporated business would have?
No, it doesn't necessarily work that way. The type of trademark rights that you have is not dependent on the type of business entity that you have. So these are two separate issues. So you could be a DBA, you could be an LLC, and as long as you're using that name to sell products or services, then that's how you establish trademark rights.
So would they be able to find me, or what's the worst that could really happen?
They'll usually send an email, or they'll contact you through an attorney, through a cease and desist letter, and they'll let you know that, you need to stop using the name. That's usually how it starts.
So what if I wanted to trademark?
Well, you could attempt to do that, but if they have priority rights over you.
If they stop using it, they haven't been in business for so long.
But why would they confront you if they're not using the name?
I guess he's had run-ins with him before. They've known each other, they've worked with each other, and they're not friendly with each other.
Okay, so they haven't been using the name then since 2015?
Correct. The business expired in 2015.
It doesn't necessarily matter. I know this may sound confusing, but it doesn't necessarily matter that certain documents or certain certifications or any state-required documents, it doesn't matter if they've expired already. If you do a search for them on the Internet, are you able to hire them for their product or service?
No, they're out of business.
So if there is no way to hire them or to buy their product or service, then yes, that would mean that they more than likely stopped using the name. So if that is the case, and then you went and established a business with the same name last year.
It's not the same exact name. Yeah, it's similar. Very
Yeah,
similar.
similar name, yeah. Well, even if you established a business with a similar name and you did that last year, which is way after they stopped using it, then there are arguments to be made there about dates of first use and who has priority over the trademark now. Because once you stop using the trademark, if you haven't registered it, then you basically lose your trademark rights. My point is that it'd be best then if you registered.
Yeah,
Okay?
and that's kind of what I wanted to do when I wanted to get out of this, because I didn't want to have issues in the future since this is a new business and it's growing. And
yeah, I think that registering is a good idea in this situation especially. So what we can do is I can go ahead and email you our different packages after we get off the call, and then you can respond with which package works for you.
That'd be perfect. Should I look into whether they've already registered it federally or like
Yeah, if you go ahead, if you respond to my email and you tell me the name you want to register and you tell me their complete name, I can go ahead and do a search for you and I'll let you know what I see.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, let's get this thing registered then. Sounds great.
Alrighty then. I'll go ahead and send you an email and then you can reply to that, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Marcella.
All right. No problem. You have a good day. No
You too.
problem. Okay, bye-bye.